He left MSU to become a police officer with the city of Auburn Hills. Darnell is currently employed full-time with the Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards, otherwise known as MPOLS. He received his master's degree in business administration from the University of Phoenix, and he's currently an adjunct professor at Macomb Community College. We'll have to, it's all right, it's a good school, it's a good start. But a man of his caliber, we really need to bring him over to OCC. We were talking about that earlier. We're gonna get him here. And he teaches in their criminal justice program. He's the founder and owner of Pratt LLC, a consulting company that specializes in inspirational speaking engagements as well as soft skills training. He is an incredible public speaker, a brand new daddy, and just an all-around great guy. So help me welcome Darnell Blackburn.
Thank you, Mr. President, Chancellor. I appreciate that. To the Chancellor, to the Board of Trustees, all the distinguished people here on the stage, thank you. And most importantly for me today, thank you, Mr. CC, for giving me the opportunity to speak. Before I do this, this is a very special thing to me, a Police Academy graduation, and it's special to you. So I heard a little round of applause, but I think you really need to give it up for all of these people who worked so tirelessly. Much better. They were actually clapping for themselves. Don't clap for yourself, man. It's kind of vain. Who does that? All right, so let's get started. This is going to be a little different as today. So literally, almost 25 years ago today, I sat where you're sitting. I wore what some of you were wearing, and I thought what some of you were thinking. How long is this guy going to talk? Because my stomach is touching my back because I'm so hungry, okay? So I'll make it quick, at least. I'll go only 35 minutes today, all right? So you get what you pay for. As was mentioned earlier, you guys haven't seen me because I've been on paternity leave. I just had a baby at 48. Who does that? But I just had a baby, so that's why I haven't been around. But you get what you pay for, so I'm here for free, so the speech is gonna suck today. So most of this Easter speech will be directed at the Academy recruits, but I'll ask that you guys just kind of listen in and kind of ear hustle. So one of the most exciting classes here in the Academy, or every Academy in the state, is report writing, right? No, don't lie, it's terrible. Report writing is one of the most important things that you have to learn in the Police Academy, so I kind of walk you through this. It's one of the most important, but it's also one of the most kind of challenging. Hopefully the instructor we taught it ain't here today, so he did do a good job, but it's challenging because it's long and it's drawn out. But with that being said, when you talk about report writing, you're taught in the academy to get the who, what, where, when, why, and the how. So these questions are usually asked of a suspect or a witness or somebody who's a part of a crime, but this time we're going to kind of flip it a little bit. Now that they've learned how to interview and interrogate other people, I'm going to kind of ask these questions to the Academy recruits today. So, who goes into a profession where they're required to see and experience the deepest and darkest side of humanity? What would possess a person to want to rush into the scene of a Virginia Beach courthouse shooting? When are you ever off duty? Where do you get the strength to defend or save the life of an individual who doesn't value his or her own life and doesn't value yours? Why do this job? How do you do this job? Now let me answer these questions. The who's that do this job are Cadets Baxter, Brown, Cherney, Christie, Dishman, Jerjulian, Gregg, Hamoud, James, Johnson, Jones, Croner, Leo, Llewellyn, Luther, McFarland, Mesner, Michaels, Mills, Monticelli, Monroe, Nassif, Payne, Perhola, Porter, Rice, Brzezinski, Shad, Shoemaker, Suzuko, Sweet, Weber, and Wesley. Give me some applause because I worked hard on that one. Those are the who's. They get the applause, not me, because they're the who's. Now, what will possess you to defend the lives of others? The what's are two things: faith. Faith and hope. Faith that one day you can make a difference. And the hope that you'll somehow help somebody who can't help themselves. So when are you ever off duty? Never. Because crime never ceased to exist. Where does somebody find the strength to defend the innocent against oppression and the weak against deception? They get it from courage. The courage to face a fear and look it directly in the face and run the danger when other people run away from it. And the why? Why do you do what you do? For that response, I pose another question. Is it because you chose to do this job, or is it because the job chose you? I want to share a little story. When I started my college life at the finest university, I say community college, University, Michigan State University. When I started my college life, I majored in psychology because I thought I wanted to be a child psychologist. After a rough first semester and grade-wise and some challenges, and a couple of movies that I saw, and I took a couple of law enforcement classes, I decided I wanted to go into law enforcement. I've been in law enforcement now for over 25 years actually. I worked as a police officer in road patrol, I did community policing, and I worked as a narcotics investigator. And out of all the jobs that I had, the best job I ever had was working narcotics, because I love dope. I love working narcotics. I get confused, I'm sorry. It's a joke. About 20 years ago, though, my cousin called me on the phone when I was still an active police officer. She called me, and obviously we grew up together, and we started talking about old times, and she said to me, "Do you remember when we were kids and you said you want to be a police officer?" And I was like, no, because I always thought I wanted to be a child psychologist. She said, "You said you wanted to be a police officer ever since we were little." I had buried that in my subconscious mind. The reason why I think now that I wanted to be a police officer is because my father died from a heroin overdose when I was 5 years old. That's why I love working narcotics so much, because I came full circle and I was able to prevent what happened to me from happening to other people. So back to the question. Did you choose police work, or did police work choose you? We thought we were outcast because of the things that we go through in life, when we really are cast in. Cast in those life situations because we can handle it. Cast in those situations because it was not for ourselves, but it's for the other people that we need to protect and serve. But the preparation for the prevention and protection of others is why we do it. So the last question, how? How do you do this job through ridicule, scorn, danger, rejection, all the negative things that go along with it? Proverbs 21:21 in the New International Version says this: "Whoever pursues righteousness and love finds life, prosperity, and honor." There's a saying that goes, treat people the way you want to be. Treat people the way you want to be. Treated. Well, let me say this here in a second. Many of us in life have overeaten. Many of us in life have overindulged in libations that may make us feel funny and regret the things that we do the next day. We're in church, so tell the truth, everybody. Many of us have even smoked before. So truth be told, if we treat people the way we want to be treated, we sometimes treat ourselves badly. Most of you recruits won't live in the cities that you work in. The police agency where you live will be the agency that will protect your family. They will be the ones to respond, just like, unfortunately, the police officer who was a wonderful person, Sergeant or now Lieutenant Elaine Williams, who's a good friend of mine, was just sadly murdered by her boyfriend. She was a police officer and couldn't even protect herself. So most of us won't live in the cities that we work in. So with that being said, don't treat people the way you want to be treated, because we treat ourselves bad. Treat people the way you would want your family members to be treated when the police have to come and respond while you're working to protect others. I appreciate you all allowing me the chance to speak to you, and I hope that these things resonated with you. And understand that this is a great career and a great profession, and it's an honor for you all to be here. So in everything you do, make sure you make the best decisions. It's okay to use people for the right things, but not to misuse people. So go forth, and you guys be blessed, and may God keep you and cover you through this journey. Thank you.